This Fire Emblem game is far too underappreciated for what it is. At least in English-speaking communities, Japan loves this shit. If I had to guess why this is the case, it'd be because there aren't enough people praising what it is that it does well. So let me tell you that I lose a fingernail to live in a world where this game is widely loved. Okay, let's start off with why I like it so much. I super rate the aesthetic of this game. The saturated color palette captures that whimsical charm that Fire Emblem always has, while the detail they were able to fit into the art also lets it feel serious. I mean, just look at how much they upped their game compared to the previous entry. Out of all the Fire Emblems, this or FE5 takes the cake for the most eye candy award. This game has two separate story modes, both of which are designed quite differently, so even if you don't want to play one of the books, you basically still have a whole nother game you can play. Personally, I love Book 1. I think a lot of people are turned away from it because it's a remake of FE1 and it cuts a bit of its content, but the cut content really isn't substantial, and low-key might give the game better pacing. You're doing yourself a disservice if you dismiss this game just because it's missing a few chapters from the original. Matter of fact, I think this is the best version of the original game's campaign, pound for pound. I think it also looks a lot better than Shadow Dragon and plays much more fluidly than the first game. Also, Fire Emblem 3 just does so much cool stuff. This was the first game to let your lord have access to the convoy, which is really fun and gives a lot of play for strategy. This game has the Manakets actually transform into dragons and not have the dragon stones feel like glorified weapons. The story and character work in Book 2 is actually so good. There isn't very much dialogue, but it feels like every line that's there carries so much weight and really tells us about these characters. If you're like me and a freak for some of Shozo Kaga's later writing, this game's a must. It really shows a progression and through line for what his later work would look like. The difficulty here is also very well balanced. Not so easy that you can just steamroll through it, but not so hard that any mistake feels like a death sentence. You can tell that this game was designed with permadeath in mind. Speaking of which, if you ever want to try a Fire Emblem game without resetting, I'd hands down recommend this game. Hell, even if you're just a beginner to the series looking for someone to play, I'd recommend you play Book 1. The difficulty here really is just right. Which is not something I can say for Book 2. This campaign is pretty notorious for its Chapter 2 difficulty spike and interesting level design. Look, I won't front, Book 2 has its issues. I definitely don't think it's as tight of an experience as Book 1, but I still really like it for its uniqueness and not so few and far between beautiful moments. Also, when Book 2 is good, it's like really good. So yeah, stop sleeping on Book 1 and give this game a go if you want to make my day. Okay, bye.